starting early today.
Yeah.
Morning, morning.
Morning.
There you go. Pull it in. A bit closer. No.
I've got to tell you, I have not been looking forward to making this video. I mean, it's New York, New York. It's not exactly unknown territory, is it? What can I realistically say about our day out in this city that hasn't been done by millions of people before us? I could give you a boring account of what we did. Hit up the Empire State Building, check. Visit Grand Central Station, check. Grabbed a questionable hot dog, check. Sailed by Libby, check. Saw Ground Zero, check. Walked across the Brooklyn Bridge, check. Got the iconic shot at Dumbo, check. Walked around Central Park, check. Took in the sights and the lights of Times Square, check. So yeah, it was a very busy day for us, and we didn't even cover the entirety of the island. As we walked around though, I had that same feeling I had from DC, the I've seen this before on TV and movies feeling. Now, I have literally seen New York before, but I don't think I'm ever going to shake that uncanny feeling. I think a better way to describe this phenomenon would be that being in New York has a very filmic quality to it, maybe even innately cinematic. That sounds pretentious as hell, so allow me to explain. I mean it in the most literal sense of the term as well. Merriam-Webster defines cinematic as relating to, suggestive of, or suitable for motion pictures. Seeing well-known landmarks like this, or just being in a place like that, you are surrounded by the unreal, or maybe a better way to put it would be the extraordinary. It's that same feeling you get when you see a road accident, or something even less dramatic, like if you feed a wild animal from the palm of your hand. Events that you would normally associate with fiction, or something outside the humdrum of normal life. I'm a big fan of Hideo Kojima, and one of his more notable quotes is that 70% of his body is made of movies. Potential mistranslations aside, there's a poetry to that. We all consume different forms of art and culture, and it can have lasting impressions on us. So, when you visit New York, you come face to face with the expectation made up in our collective consciousness. It's the epicenter of the world, the quintessential metropolis. Countless movies take place in this metropolis, and when you walk the streets of this city, it's hard to divorce yourself from that way of thinking and experience it like you would any other American city. You feel like the main character of your own story, you know, as cringy and as egotistical as that sounds. The thing what really put a spotlight on this phenomenon was at the Empire State Building. There is a museum that documented all the movies that the building had appeared in. It got me thinking though, why stop there? You could probably apply the same idea to the rest of the city. I reckon there probably isn't an inch of NYC that hasn't appeared in some sort of movie. So, let's revisit that itinerary one more time to see if that reckon holds any water. Empire State Building, admittedly one of the easy ones, given that we saw this big boy up there. Grand Central Station, the teary farewell at a train station is a pretty recognisable trope in fiction. I can't think of a better train station to do it in than here though. As an aside, it's also here where we tested out the Whispering Gallery. Can confirm it actually works. You stand in these spots, face the wall and speak. The sound follows the arch of the ceiling and the person opposite you will hear what you said. Anyway, questionable hot dog? Yep, even this thing has appeared in a couple of movies. The concept of a meaty cylinder in a bun is getting movie roles. What a world we live in. Lady Liberty? Another easy one. If you're going to show off the New York skyline, more often than not, Libby will be there somewhere. Ground Zero? Following on from the 9/11 attacks, there has been a lot of media revolving around the events of that day, which makes sense. They were a pivotal part of modern American history. The Brooklyn Bridge, the views you get as you cross over this thing are unbelievable. Taking in the full view of the river makes you feel small, but then you feel even smaller when you think about the work that went into putting the bridge together in the first place. Dumbo. I feel bad for the people that live here. If it's not idiots like me standing in the street taking pictures, it's professional movie crews rolling through the neighbourhood. Central Park? If I were making a movie, I wouldn't even think of including any parks from where I'm from. But with Central Park, it's as much a well-known landmark as any of the other locations on Manhattan. Times Square? The beating heart of the island. This place has definitely seen some time on the silver screen. There you have it, a living, breathing, real-world movie set. I'm sure there are plenty more examples I could show to make my point, but including so many clips from loads of movies is risky business when you're on YouTube. I feel like I'm going to anger the copyright gods with this one. I mean, I mentioned the Kojima quote earlier. Never mind the percentage of movies making up his body. This video is now made up of a lot of movies too.